The story begins in a snowy place, as we were being told a story about how the world outside the ancestral mountains has been occupied by the snow-wind beasts, and people living in the mountain range have not had any contact with the outside world for hundreds of years. No one knew about the situation of the outside world. It is said that when humanity was at its peak, there were numerous powerful empires, but they were all wiped out. However, due to its stealthy location, this city remained well guarded from the Age of Darkness. It would often be under siege by the beasts, going through numerous devastating wars, but the city would be the city that is rebuilt again and again. Those motley walls were an indomitable monument, and this city represents the hope of humanity, and it's called Glory City. We are then taken to the Holy City Orchid Institute Fighter Apprentice class as a red-haired girl with purple clothing and fur around her neck, who was the teacher as the students in class were discussing the fact that they heard that the new teacher is from the sacred family and is a silver-ranked spiritualist. Sacred family? That's one of Glory City's 3 major families. The teacher then started explaining about how demon spiritualists and fighters have the same 5 levels: bronze, silver, gold, black gold, and legend rank. Each rank has its own different star levels. Unlike fighters who use their own strength, a demon spiritualist can integrate demons into his own soul realm and merge with them during battle, gaining power far surpassing a fighter. Then she told them that she was indeed one of them and wanting to demonstrate. She told everyone that her demon spirit is the Scarlet Flaming Fox, as she then transformed into a Flaming Fox spirit and continued to elaborate that after merging, one can gain its strength and fire abilities, and went further, explaining her capabilities that the Scarlet Flame Fox is a gold rank beast, meaning that the highest rank she can reach is a gold rank spiritualist. And of course after that, she can replace it for a stronger, more powerful demon spirit if needed, which excited the other students. While on the other hand, our main character Nie Li was busy sitting there in a daze, as if drifting into the subconscious space, as the daze was suddenly interrupted by some light rays penetrating the clouds, descending upon him as if heaven itself willed it, which instantly made him wake up in shock, while also confused about the current location. Where am I? My hands. Why have they become smaller? He then looked up for more confirmation, and at the sight of everything he naturally became shocked, as in front of him was a scene that was in his past life, which made him recall everything that was happening at the moment, and looking at the teacher he asked himself, "Is that Shen Shu? Am I in the Holy Orchid Institute?" He exclaimed, "I should be surrounded by the Sage Emperor and the 6 deity beasts. I exhausted all my strength and died in battle. So why did I return to the Holy Orchid Institute? Could it be that I have been reborn?" And to confirm everything, he looked around to check as he was amazed that his friend Lu Piao and Du Ze were still alive, and turning his head some more, he saw his beloved person who was a purple-haired girl, which made him the most happiest to see once more, as then began pinching his cheek to really confirm if all he was witnessing was not a dream and whether he really retired to the past. He later began to speculate why everything that was occurring is happening at the moment, which made him recall his most precious book, the Temporal Demon's Spirit Book, and after some searching on himself, he realized that it was nowhere to be found, as then recalled his memories that it has always been with him ever since he obtained it. After numerous battles, it became smeared with his blood. It must be the Temporal Spirit Book that brought me back to my 13-year-old body. In my previous life, Glory City suffered the furious onslaught of snow-wind demon beasts. The guardian of Glory City, the legend-ranked demon spiritualist Ye Mo, died in the battle. Only a few survived and fled together to the endless ancestral mountains. The older version of the purple-haired girl was there with him, and during the escape, one after another died. Nightfall, the sky dims, and under the threats of death, they snuggle tightly together. Traveling through the endless desert together, we stayed strong because of each other's smiles. But happiness is short-lived, as when I looked back, it was already too late. I ended up surviving the journey. After walking out of the endless desert, I traveled throughout the divine continent, meeting many humans that have survived against the demon spirit, and had many mysterious encounters, including the temporal demon spirit book. A pity that at the time, I was still too weak. When Glory City fell, my family and brothers died in the battle, and Ye Ziyun, who was the purple-haired girl, also died during the escape. When I died, I had just met her. If the heavens were to give me a second chance, and getting back to the present time, he exclaimed that the heavens granted him a second chance. Now that I am back, I will definitely make sure that Glory City isn't destroyed again. If it wasn't for the destruction of Glory City, Ye Ziyun, as a lord's daughter, wouldn't even have a second thought about a member of a declining family like me. But now that I have been reborn, all of this won't be a problem. Although my talent is poor, with the knowledge from the temporal demon spirit book in my previous life, increasing my abilities will be no problem. Nie Li, why are you smiling? Asked by his friend Lu Piao, but our boy just hugged him tightly and exclaimed, I am just happy. Good brother, glad to see me. Who is a good brother to you, you gay lord? Release me. However, Nie Li just smiled and responded that no matter what he thinks, in his heart he is his good brother, which stunned Lu Piao a bit, and just called him a weirdo as the continued again, that he knew that Nie Li belongs to one of the noble families, but however he must warn him that he must not get any ideas about that girl, as her identity is very mysterious, and when she just joined the school, the principal personally arranged her dorms. But our boy Nie Li just responded that she is his woman with extreme confidence and a smile covering his face. Meanwhile, in his head, he was thinking about, when will this little girl grow up to become that sultry, beautiful woman? And looking at her, he continued to say that he will protect her and they will grow up together. The girl Ye Ziyun, meanwhile, was thinking to herself that this good-for-nothing has been glaring at her for a while now. Humph. If he dares to bully me, I will teach him a lesson. While the guy who was sitting next to Ye Ziyun was questioning exactly where the girl was looking, and seeing the person, he saw our boy Nie Li making a dumb face, which caused the guy to stare at him crazily. According to Nie Li, he began to remember the guy's name, who was Shen Yue, and he is from the sacred family, one of the 3 major families, and they can be considered a generation of geniuses, and the teacher Shen Xiu is her aunt. In my previous life, Shen Yue had always been pursuing Ye Ziyun. It was said that the both of them were already engaged, and in terms of family, they are both well matched, and if Glory City hadn't been destroyed, they would definitely have been married to each other. However, when Glory City was under attack, the sacred family betrayed Glory City and ran away. Meanwhile, the current dilemma is that this Ye Ziyun has a good impression towards Shen Yue and looks at me with disdain. She thinks of me as useless nobility. However, with his past memory of them together, he thought to himself that it does not matter, as thanks to the temporal demon spirit book they have been allowed to meet again, and our soon-to-become waifu looked at him, thinking that he was weirdo since he has been looking at her for so long. It then shifts to the teacher who was looking at Ye Ziyun, who is the daughter of the city lord and legend-ranked spiritualist Lord Yemo's granddaughter. She also has a Cayenne soul realm, and she is a rarely seen genius, as he also continued, if Shen Yue managed to marry Ye Ziyun as his wife, their influence within Glory City would greatly increase, which is why we arranged him into this class. She then released her transformation and began the lecture. For the next 2 years, you are all my students. Although the school mentioned that all the students are equals, I have to inform you of a cruel truth. In this world, equality doesn't exist. After you all grow up, you will soon agree with my words. You can't be living in this fairy tale forever. Glory City is the only city that survived through the age of darkness. Therefore, we are the hope of humanity. There are 2 types of powerful existence in Glory City, the fighters and the demon spiritualists. Among thousands of fighters, there will only be one demon spiritualist. Born spiritualists are a noble existence, and as of now, Glory City only has a few thousands demon spiritualists. We are guardians of Glory City. Fighters and demon spiritualists are differentiated into bronze, silver, gold, black gold, and legend, rank. The higher the rank, the more powerful they are. Only if a gold-rank demon spiritualist appears in a family can that family become an aristocrat family. If a black gold rank appears, the family can become a noble family, and if they want to become a major family, 3 black gold or a legend rank has to appear in the family. Among the 36 of you here, there are some from ironworker families and some from noble families. Although your start is the same, your status isn't. I hope that everyone has a certain level of self-awareness. A commoner will always be a commoner. Wanting to become nobility is impossible. So give up on the thought of rising up and turning into a phoenix. Even among the nobles, there are strict levels that can never be exceeded. And hearing this lady speak, I would also be super angry, as it also affected those who were commoners. Duze, whose family circumstances weren't good in my previous life, however, Duze was very hardworking and talented. He still became a gold-ranked demon spiritualist with his own strength without the support of his family. During the destruction of Glory City, many nobles only thought of how to escape, but it was commoners like Duze who fought for Glory City until the bitter end. In my previous life, the first was you, the sacred family who was the first to run away, which caused him to angrily glare at the arrogant teacher, and with that knowledge he was not going to make it easy for everyone related to the sacred family, and so he decided to challenge the teacher by raising his hand in an excited manner. Teacher Senshu, I have some questions. Meanwhile, the teacher was thinking to herself that, it's the brat that has been coveting Ye Ziyun, has come looking for trouble himself, and then said, "What is your question?" Teacher Shen Shu, you mentioned that Glory City is the only city that has survived through the age of darkness, and that we are the only humans alive. Do you have any evidence supporting this? Has the teacher gone out of the saint's ancestral mountain before, and visited the endless desert, the toxic forest, the Blood Moon Marsh, the Spirit Gulf, the Heavenly Luster Mountain, and the Northern Snow? What Heavenly Luster Mountain? What Northern Snow? I've been in Glory City since birth. I have not gone to those places, said the teacher. Ha! Since teacher Shen Shu has never visited those places, how can you be so sure that we are the only humans surviving? Replied our boy. And his reply naturally angered the teacher while the other students were wondering about what Nie Li said, also sparking the interest of our Ye Ziyun, and the Shen Yue was still being annoyed at the sight of our MC, but he is not important at this moment, so let's move on. Then what evidence do you have to prove that we are not the only humans alive? Asked the teacher. Evidence? Let me tell you a story. There was once a frog who lived in the bottom of the well. Since his birth, he had always been in the well. Therefore, from the start, he could only see part of the sky, that it is only as big as the whole of the well. But is the sky only the size of the whole? He asked. So we say that the frog is viewing the sky from the bottom of the well. With that, his statement got every student laughing, as the analogy of viewing the sky from the bottom of the well is a good description, which also angered the teacher even further, as he is actually talking back to her, saying that she is viewing the sky from the well, and it is starting to get on her nerves. Meanwhile, Wifey was also amused by his words, saying that Nie Li is actually interesting, which was witnessed by our boy as he then winked her while smiling, which caught her off guard and quickly turned her head in embarrassment, while his friend Lu Piao was also giving him a thumbs up for actually publicly challenging the teacher and teasing Ye Ziyun. He then spoke once more. Teacher Shen Shu, I have another question. What question do you still have? Well, you said that a commoner will always be a commoner. Wasn't Lord Ye Mo a commoner when he was younger? Is the teacher unaware of this? That's right. Lord Ye Mo was a commoner, said the other students. which also sparked the interest of Du Zi, since himself was a commoner. However, the teacher, trying to keep face, made a comeback by saying, "In Glory City's 100-year history, Lord Ye Mo is the only one to have climbed to the peak. But didn't Teacher Shen Shu say it was impossible? Aren't you contradicting yourself now?" Hey, and pulling off a wide grin, he continued, "Lord Ye Mo is a prime example. Regardless of the origin, everyone's potential is limitless. Nothing is impossible if one is willing to climb," which took aback the teacher by his statement, also gaining the favor of Du Zi. However, the teacher was not going to give up so easily, and she said, "You smartass, do you think putting things this way can change the harsh reality? You talk about Lord Yemo's glory, but not about those who tried to do the same, unable to even become a fighter. Nie Li, right? You can be considered an aristocrat family since you do not know your place. Let me see what kind of talent you have," and then began opening up his information. She laughed a little and began reading out loud his talent, which was as follows: Nie Li, Red Soul Realm, current Soul Force 5, physical strength 21. With your talent, you can only reach bronze rank fighter in your lifetime. Wanting to be a demon spiritualist is simply impossible. You are inferior to even the weakest of commoners. No wonder you dared to speak this way. You are just trying to hide your low self-esteem. Psh! Such poor talent only fit to live in the lower classes of Glory City," remarked the waste Shen Yue, and continued in his head, "If it weren't for Ye Ziyun, I wouldn't be classmates with this trash." On the other hand, the teacher was still mocking our MC, saying with such talent, "Even within your family you wouldn't receive attention. Yet you acted so rampant, rude to your elders." However, this seems to make our hero even more angry, as he responded with a serious demeanor. "Teacher Shen Shu, you think that the soul realm decides a person's future? With that despicable character of yours, you will only defend the gifted and mock the mediocre. Yet here you stand preaching principles. You're just trying to cover your despicable character." "Silence," she yelled. "Who do you think you are? You dare to discredit your professor." However, our boy just responded that he feels ashamed having a teacher like her. Also in his head, he was thinking that he can guarantee that in this class there will be many commoners exceeding her expectations, obtaining unimaginable achievements. Then said out loud, instead of nurturing them patiently, "You used harsh words to demoralize them. You are not worthy to be a professor. I have a weak talent, so what? There will be a day when I will become a legend, ranked demon spiritualist like Lord Ye Mo, and marry the most beautiful woman in Glory City." And while saying that, our wifey caught the gaze of our boy, who was intending for exactly that, which made her turn away in embarrassment once more as she was blushing non-stop, meanwhile also annoying the waste man, Shen Yue. At the same time, the teacher then began to laugh. "Ha ha ha. This is the funniest joke I have ever heard. A Red Soul Realm actually said that he wants to become a legend, rank demon spiritualist, like Lord Ye Mo. Even when he was younger, Lord Ye Mo was tested to have amazing talent, having a Qian Soul Realm. You think success comes solely from hard work alone? Ridiculous. Rather than running your mouth here, why not start learning more earnestly?" However, our boy Nie Li just responded to her that he knows that his heart is full of contempt. "But one day I will shut your mouth with hard facts. Aptitude does not determine a person's worth. Using the weak to defeat the strong, to overcome heaven. We practitioners are already challenging the impossible by going against the heavens. Without a continuous fighting spirit, without the courage to turn the impossible possible, even possessing extraordinary talent is useless. Teacher Shen Shu, how about making a bet with me?" "What bet?" "We will bet that on the test coming in 2 months' time, I will be able to reach bronze rank demon spiritualist. If I fail to do so, I will quit this school. However, if I succeed, then you will resign. How about it?" which shocked everyone, but the teacher just laughed, saying that he talks big, thinking that he can raise his soul force from 5 to 100 in 2 months. However, Nie Li did not waver in his determination and only asked one question, which was whether the teacher would dare or not. And according to the teacher, if that was the case, then why would she not dare, and said again, "I do not believe an egoistic brat like you could achieve anything. Who do you think you are? Behaving so arrogantly, such rudeness towards your teacher. For the next 2 months you will stand at the back of the classroom while listening to lectures," and our boy, without hesitation, just stood up and headed to the back of the class and said, "Teacher Shen Xiu has agreed to the bet, so don't regret it later on." Regret? What a joke. "Don't come to me crying later on," said the teacher. The other classmates then began to ridicule our boy Nie Li, saying that the future legend-ranked demon spiritualist got punished standing. "Ha ha, he's afraid of withdrawing from school. Weren't you being egoistic just a while ago?" However, not everyone shared their views, as among the classmates there were real ones. As the first one to stand up for our boy Nie Li was none other than Du Ze. As in his head he was thinking that Nie Li is a nobility, and yet was punished for speaking up for commoners like them. So how can he remain seated? So instead, he proudly stood right next to our boy Nie Li at the back of the class, and seeing that Nie Li just smiled happily. "Well, since you like standing, then you can stand there together," said the teacher. However, that wasn't the end of it, as Lu Piao also joined in the fun and stood next to Nie Li as well. Nie Li then laughed, "Ha ha ha. Why are you here?" he asked, and Lu Piao just responded that sitting down is pretty boring, and he feels more relaxed standing up, can't I? And hearing that, Nie Li just laughed again, rubbing his nose, and said that it suited him, while also feeling very proudful. Seeing what was occurring, a few more people got very inspired, and one was saying, "This
guy, to speak up for us, he even made such a big bet." And another, "Nie Li seems like a reliable person." The last one also laughed, "Ha ha ha, I will support him till the end." And with that, in the next second, he gained 3 more supporters and 3 became 6. At the same time, in his heart, he said that with this bunch of brothers, things do not feel that bad.
Scene then shifts to the teacher once more, who is now continuing with the lesson, and according to her, the results of everyone's soul force test is out. Then began reading out loud among the students. "Ye Ziyun has a cyan soul realm with a soul force of 86. Shen Yue and Ning'er both have a green soul realm and a soul force of 78, and they will all soon reach the 1-star bronze rank. Congratulations to them." The news naturally riled up all the other students. Being impressed by having a cyan soul realm and a soul force of 86, saying with that kind of talent, they might be able to reach legend rank in their lifetime. Wow. We actually have such talented individuals in our class. Meanwhile, Nie Li was busy thinking about Ning'er, who was the first child of the Xiao family, one of the 7 noble families. Her soul force is only slightly beneath Ye Ziyun. Before Glory City fell, she already became a silver-ranked demon spiritualist. Together with Ye Ziyun, they became the generation's twin star, and in order to curry favor with one of the 3 major families, the Xiao family forced Xiao Ning'er to marry into the sacred family and marry the waste man, Shen Yue's elder brother. However, she was unwilling, hence she left her family and went into the Saint Ancestral Mountain's Black Devil Forest and never came back. He then told himself that, given the chance, he will definitely help her. The teacher then shouted in the Fighter and Demon Spiritualist test in the next 2 months' time, she hopes that there will be a few more 1-star bronze rank spiritualists, as it will make both her and the Holy Orchid Institute very proud of them. On the other hand, Du Ze then began explaining some stuff, and according to him, once a fighter's strength, Lord Demon Spiritualist's soul force reaches 100, they can be considered 1-star bronze rank. Achieving the minimum requirement is extremely difficult, and lots of people are unable to do so in their lifetime. Abilities to lift 100 pounds of rocks, breaking a tree the thickness of an arm with a single punch, considers you as a 1-star bronze rank fighter. As for demon spiritualists, it's much more difficult. Soul force is divided into 7 different colors: red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, azure, and indigo. An average person would have a red soul realm, and wanting to become a demon spiritualist is deemed a practical impossibility for them. People with orange and yellow soul realm are more suited to training with soul force, and people with green or cyan soul realms are considered extraordinary talents. And as our boy Duze was still busy explaining, the other students were also discussing about the fact that the 3 people, mainly Ye Ziyun, the waste man Shen Yue, and Ning'er, are the only ones that could accomplish becoming a 1-star bronze rank within a year, and at that time they would enter into an official fighter or demon spiritualist class. And as a member of the sacred family, since young the waste man Shen Yue was provided with elixirs, allowing him to easily surpass his peers. It would definitely be easy for him to become a 1-star bronze rank, making them mock our boy Nie Li, a red soul realm, as he dared to make such an egoistic statement. Then teacher cut off all their chatter by informing them that those who claimed to be able to reach 1-star bronze rank in 2 months would be watched, as she wanted to see to what extent they can even reach. While intently looking at Nie Li and his new brothers, however, the mech, being the OG he is, was not even fazed, as he was very confident, telling himself that 2 months is still enough time to spare. After some time of waiting and listening, Lu Piao questioned our boy on whether he really liked Ye Ziyun, making our boy to confidently agree, causing Lu Piao to go silent for a bit, as he was not expecting Nie Li to be that serious about it, making him sigh, and continued to say that Ye Ziyun is a beauty indeed, and seeing that he is his brother, he will not fight with him on the matter. However, since he is also his brother now, he wanted to warn him about Ye Ziyun's identity, as it is too noble and not suitable to match. Duze also interjected in the conversation, as he was surprised by the topic, asking them if they could be more realistic, as Ye Ziyun is a super genius with a Cayenne soul realm, and soon she will be a 1-star bronze rank demon spiritualist. Also estimating that in 2 months' time, she will be able to enroll in the official demon spiritualist class. After that, her cultivation will definitely soar. Whether she remembers you or not is still the problem, and what I hate most is that you nobles are constantly thinking of chasing girls, not knowing how to work or train. Lu Piao then responded to his comments by first asking him what exactly he meant by saying that nobles constantly chasing after girls, saying he must be kidding as he always been working hard at training every day, and at most he has only used half of his day thinking about girls, as if that was better, which made Duze even more dejected by his statement, asking himself what kind of people did he get himself involved with. The both of them continued blabbering as Nie Li was just happily looking at them. Duze then turned to Nie Li and recommended him to give up on girls and focus on training instead. However, Nie Li just responded by telling him that he is very aware of everything, so Duze must not worry, as the things he does and want to do will definitely be accomplished. Hearing that, Duze just sighed and replied, "Fine, but no matter what he does, they will always support him," which made Nie Li shout with conviction, calling out Duze and Lu Piao, telling them that he will make both the strongest demon spiritualist. However, Lu Piao didn't share his determination, as he told him to forget it, as he only has a red soul realm with the support of his family's elixir. Becoming a fighter isn't an issue, but becoming a demon spiritualist is way too hard. "What's the use of becoming a fighter?" replied Duze. "The higher you climb, the harder it is to train, and a fighter cannot possibly match a demon spiritualist of the same rank. On the battlefield, a legend rank fighter isn't even worth a black gold rank demon spiritualist. You must know that demon spiritualists are powerful combat forces. There is no need to become a legend rank fighter," replied Lu Piao. "I would be satisfied if I reached even a gold rank fighter. which stunned Du Zi by his lack of determination. Red soul real? So what? Said our boy Nie Li. I also have a red soul realm, which made Du Zi ask Nie Li if it could be that he has some method to refine the soul force in order to raise their levels, making our boy Nie Li to just reply that they should just listen to him, and as long as they don't back down, they will become a powerful demon spiritualist. Back down? Never, replied Du Zi. Will it be hard? Asked Lu Piao. If I can become a demon spiritualist, then I wouldn't be beaten up by my dad all the time, ha ha ha. His statement naturally made Du Zi angry, asking him that he wants to become a demon spiritualist, and you are worried if it's hard. How could it not be? However, their small dispute was interrupted by Nie Li telling them that it was not hard, and they will just need a lot of money, which made Lu Piao wonder if he can become a demon spiritualist, he can afford to spend it all. And it will be solved as long as one has money? Then laughed, thinking it will be easy as he has saved up to 2,000 coins, which amounts to a commoner's family's expenses, which made Nie Li nervously say that what is 2,000 spirit coins going to do, as of course it is not enough. And they will need at least millions of spirit coins or even tens of millions of spirit coins, making the two open their mouth in shock at the amount mentioned, as in their heads, they know they would not see that much amount of money in their lifetime. We are then informed that Nie Li belongs to the Heavenly Marks family, a declining aristocratic family. The master of the house is a one-star, gold-rank demon spiritualist. The family's annual income is around 600,000 demon spirit coins. The family's annual expenses were very large. Just the expenses of the family's children's school fees amount to 300,000 demon spirit coins, along with various other expenses often made the family struggle to make ends meet. Left with no choice but to sell, some of the Heavenly Mark family still has the younger generation that are enrolled in the Holy Orchid Institute. Only outstanding members of the younger generation will allow the family to raise again. After all that, the school bell rang for the end of school, as many students ran out to the excitement of after school. Also, our main trio exiting the school grounds walked outside, where they were greeted by the busy market, with vendors everywhere as they were selling all kinds of items. And among them was one who caught the attention of every student, as he shouted out loud for everyone not to miss the important item he is selling, which caught the surrounding students' attention as they gathered towards the vendor who was busy advertising the new bronze rank armor with a snow wind pattern inscribed on it, edging them to take a closer look, leaving the students who were surrounding him feel mesmerized by the look of the item. As they continued to discuss that, the armor was truly incredible, as the wind pattern are really inscribed on it, leaving them impatient as they now wanted to know for how much the street vendor was willing to sell the item for, and the price that was given was 60,000 demon spirit coins. Good heavens, one complained. It's so expensive. The vendor was not going to relent as he made his case that the item is a bronze rank armor with a snow wind pattern inscribed on it, and the pattern was drawn by using the blood of a snow wind banshee. It was at its prime before being killed, and a snow wind banshee isn't easy to hunt. Their characteristics also made the gauntlet's attacking ability possible. It is definitely the most suitable armor for snow wind type fighters or demon spiritualists. Our main trio, who was passing by, were also surprised by the commotion caused by everyone, which led Lu Piao to complain about the fact that the bronze rank armor alone costs 60,000 demon spirit coins. As such, then wouldn't the silver rank and gold rank be even more expensive, and the fact that his allowance is only 500 demon spirit coins. However, Nie Li wasn't focusing too much on his complaints as swayed his head from left to right as if looking for something, which caused Lu Piao to wonder on what he was exactly looking for. And while his eyes were also wandering around, he spotted the crowd of students that were gathering around and seemed to also spot a familiar figure, which was the waste man Shen Yue, and not so very far. He also spotted our waifu Ye Ziyun, who was walking by looking very dazzling and cheerful, which was also soon noticed by our boy Nie Li and the waste man Shen Yue. And the waste man, being the waste, he has tried to impress the fiancé as he saw an opportunity to show off, and so he went forward to the street vendor who was selling the wind-type gauntlets and asked for him to wrap them up as he was lacking a bronze-rank gauntlets, which naturally excited the seller as he did what he was told, in a fast manner, and the ever-so-rich waste man. Shen Yue raised his hand as if to get something, and among his gingers was a ring that glowed brightly, and in the next second something came out it, which was the 60,000 demon spirit coins. And looking at everything happening, Lu Piao and Du Zi were shocked, as they were just staring at him blankly since they were lost for words, which caused the waste man Shen Yue to feel even more proud as every eyes were on him, leaving a smirk on his face, making Lu Piao and Du Zi more jealous. Du Zi then began explaining that the ring on the waste man's finger is an interspatial ring, and although it looks small, the space inside is huge, and it is usually kept somewhere in the body, saying that when the waste man Shen Yue bought the gauntlets earlier, he didn't even check and just stored it into his ring. "Tyrant!" yelled Lu Piao, easily forking out 60,000 demon spirit coins, and even having an interspatial ring. That is clearly a silver bullet attack, and I guess that might mean it's a way of showing off to girls, especially trying to impress our waifu Ye Ziyun. And now, feeling dejected, Du Zi told Nie Li that Shen Yue is handsome and rich, so what can he do to compete against him, telling him that it was better to give up now. However, our boy Nie Li just chuckled a bit at his statement, saying that Ye Ziyun will not fall for that kind of trick. We are then again informed that Nie Li knows that what Ye Ziyun wants the most right now is friendship, as in his previous life she always wanted to be friends with Xiao Ning'er, but their identities led them further apart instead. Fine. It seems she indeed doesn't care about money, which made him wonder what exactly is her family background. He then began to giggle as he was thinking inappropriate things, asking Nie Li if Ye Ziyun didn't actually like girls, right? Because if that is the case, then it's definitely over, which made Du Zi speechless, then laughed afterwards. Nie Li then informed them to all depart as he is starting his plan now, and then began giving instructions, telling Lu Piao to go buy 2 crossbows and 500 crossbow bolts. Then made a serious face and told him that the crossbows costs exactly 160 demon spirit coins. Each and bolts cost 30 demon spirit coins each. So he must not get cheated, and after he is done with everything, they will meet up at the school training grounds. While saying all this, Lu Piao was busy thinking to himself at whether Nie Li has ever bought crossbows and bolts before, as he was so clear on the price, while Nie Li was also busy thinking that since it was his plan, he should be the one buying them. However, his monthly allowance is on 50, so he cannot do so. They then separated as Lu Piao was going to purchase the weapons needed. Nie Li and Du Zi went around the market together as he told him that first they need to go purchase Blackpool grass, next a lower fusing agent, and also to find some zoysia grass, which they found outside around a small hill. Blackpool grass, zoysia grass, and lower fusing agent, what are you planning to do? Asked Du Zi. Hey. Blackpool grass has a paralysis effect, but it's very weak. It is generally used to smear on wounds as a pain reliever. As for zoysia grass, it is a very common weed, but no one has found a use for them yet. However, if used together with a fusing agent and Blackpool grass, it can greatly strengthen the paralysis effect of the Blackpool grass. How strong is the paralysis effect? Asked Du Zi once more. It doesn't have any effect on ordinary demon beasts. The effect is worse than low-grade paralysis agents. But have you realized that horned sheep never eat zoysia grass? Horned sheep? But before he said anything further, Nie Li just told him that they should go, and while on the way, Duze couldn't help but ask Nie Li on whether he was an alchemist, and before our boy could answer, we are given a backstory of how in Nie Li's previous life, he only had limited knowledge of it, but Glory City's standards for alchemists were simply too low, and they can't even be considered real alchemists. Nie could look down on those so-called alchemists in Glory City, as when he was having his adventure around the continent, he entered the toxic forest, and the people there survived countless attacks from venomous demon beasts, and so those people are the ones that can be considered real alchemists. Then we are taken back to MC, who then later agreed to Duze's question. As compared to the alchemists of Glory City, then he could be considered one, which naturally amazed Duze, and as the sun was setting, we are then shown our boy Nie Li was busy working his miracle in brewing the concoction, as now he was working on his 6th and finale bottle, which was enough for what they needed, and with that being the case, they needed to head to the training grounds, thinking that Lu Piao should be waiting for them. Shifting to the training grounds before one could enter was huge, giant doors that had a face of a demon beast, stunning Duze at how tall they are, and explained that the training grounds were established by the legend-ranked demon spiritualist Lord Ye Mo and the principal of the school, who is a black gold-ranked demon spiritualist, and while still talking, a leg of someone we knew suddenly appeared, and Duze, turning his head, told the guy he was even later than them. But after looking back, he was even more stunned and annoyed as Lu Piao was all geared up from head to toe, making Nie Li shout in irritation that he only told him to get crossbows and arrows. "What?" "I finally managed to get this battle armor," replied Lu Piao. Nie Li then began to explain that this place is specifically made for those below silver rank. Every year, experts in Glory City would capture some low-level demon beasts and place them in the training grounds. Students can hunt them for, obtaining fur, demon crystals, and various other beast materials. With their current strength, they will only hunt the horned sheep in the training grounds. Although they are herbivores, they still need to be careful. First, they should go to the guard post to confirm their student identity, and then they can enter. We are then taken to the training grounds inside a dense forest, where they found a horned sheep that was huffing and huffing, and in the next second it was shocked by a presence as it saw Lu Piao, who was peering from the bushes, making a blank and dumb face. Then information about the horned sheep popped up, telling us that the horned sheep is a herbivore's type low-level demon beast. They do not initiate attacks on people, but they do possess a bad temper. They are highly territorial. Once they detect trespassers, they will attack without hesitation. Seeing the horned sheep preparing for an attack, Lu Piao began to sweat heavily and in the next second ran for his life, feeling scared, and in his head he was cursing at our boy Nie Li as he actually made him bait, then began to scream out loud, "Oh my God! This horned sheep is so scary! Shoot it!" Shoot it quickly, while Nie Li, also hiding in ambush with Duze, was busy scolding Lu Piao, as they all agreed that he would stand still, as he then explained the plan they had if Lu Piao had not moved. The horned sheep would just run into the trap, and a horned sheep running widely like that would have its leg fractured, allowing them to take it down quickly. Duze, on the other hand, feeling impatient, took aim at the horned sheep, and since it didn't go according to plan, he took it upon himself to act. After feeling secure with the aim, he shot straight at it, and the arrow seemed to be heading towards its head. However, in the next second, with great reflexes, the horned sheep dodged it by swaying its head backwards, which stunned Duze for a bit. However, he did not stop and fired more arrows at it, which also missed. "Ah! You guys missed!" shouted Lu Piao. "You guys actually made this kind of mistake. I have really made the wrong friends." And as he looked back, He saw that the horned sheep seemed to now get serious, as red energy seemed to be surrounding it, which made Lu Piao panic even more, as the horned sheep seemed to be angry. Du Zi, on the other hand, who had shot all his arrows, was also panicking as he couldn't reload and turned to Nie Li, asking what they should do now. However, our boy Nie Li was in the zone, focusing intently on the target, waiting for an opportunity to present itself, and as the horned sheep was getting too close to Lu Piao, he saw the opening, and then shot the arrow without hesitation, hitting it on its thigh, as it immediately passed out cold. After the horned sheep passed out, Lu Piao wondered if the sheep was dead, never imagined that this drug would be so effective. Hey! What drug? This is a horned sheep that could defeat 2-star bronze fighters. This is the anesthetic drug we specially concocted for the horned sheep. Nie Li, do you know how dangerous it is to be the bait? Because of you, my butt was almost split open. If you hadn't run like that, the horned sheep would have fallen into the trap long ago. Ah, is that so? But Nie Li, your archery skill is really too awesome. You were actually able to shoot a running horned sheep from its blind spot. A normal person wouldn't have this kind of archery skill even if they trained for 10 years. I might have shown too much skill there. After all, I'm only 13 years old now. Is that so? Tidy up quickly. We don't want anything other than the horns, the fur on the neck, the demon crystal, and the demon spirit. Just this pair of horns can already be sold for 5 demon spirit coins. The fur on its neck can be sold for 3 demon spirit coins, while the demon crystal can be sold for 5 demon spirit coins. Meanwhile, the time we took to kill one horned sheep was no more than the time it takes to brew a pot of tea. If we calculate it this way, if we continuously hunt horned sheep, we'll be able to get over 1,000 demon spirit coins in one day. I'll be able to pay for my own school fees. The large debt that my family took on for me to enter school can also be paid off completely. We have to be a little bit faster. There'll be no sleeping tonight. For those like us who have been cultivating since we were young, even if we haven't reached the level of bronze rank fighters, pulling a few all-nighters is easy. Hold that. With that, they continued to hunt down the sheeps throughout the night, and they managed to collect huge profits, exchanging the material to the plunder purchase counter shop. Another one down. They got so carried away until sunrise. It's almost dawn. Let's go. We hunted a total of over 120 horned sheep last night, and the spoils were sold for over 1,400 demon spirit coins, so we'll get over 400 demon spirit coins each. In the next 7 days, the 3 of them lived a life of hunting horned sheep in the training grounds at night, while returning to the Holy Orchid Institute to attend lessons in the day. However, during classes, our trio were very exhausted and were not even focusing. The students also began discussing. Hey, have you realized? There seem to be much fewer horned sheep in the training grounds lately. It couldn't be that a spotted tiger or something like that entered the grounds, right? I heard that the Institute dispatched teachers to investigate, but didn't discover anything. It's really strange. Day 8, midnight. Over these few days, we have earned over 16,000 demon spirit coins, a really huge amount. We can do a lot of things now. Nie Li, I'm really sleepy. We've worked for 7 days already. I'll go catch a short nap. Who? I also want to sleep for a while. Yawns. You guys look for a safe place to sleep first. There's no need to come tomorrow. I have other plans. Stands up. With that, both Lu Piao and Du Zi went up the tree. Hup! Wait up! I can finally have a nice long sleep. Nie Li, on the other hand, had other plans as he planned to stroll around. I'll go explore further in. Maybe I'll run into something interesting. Hearing a faint sound, he wondered. Is there something there? It's a human? Who else would come into the training ground so late at night? Let's take a look. Is there a clearing here? This cyan light. It's soul force. This light. This person should be entering bronze rank soon. Huh? Xiao Ning'er? We are then taken back to Nie Li's past as old Lu Piao was discussing with the past Nie Li. Hey, Nie Li, did you hear? Xiao Ning'er has returned to the Institute and has also been assigned to our bronze class. Xiao Ning'er? That Xiao Ning'er who was in the same class as us last time? 3 years ago, she left the school after having just reached the 1-star bronze rank. Apparently, she fell seriously ill. After being sick for 2 years, her cultivation also deteriorated, and it's said that she was plagued by sickness and pain afterwards as well. I didn't think that she would train herself back up again. Yeah, what a determined girl. Hey, this is Fate as well. She's known as one of the 2 beautiful twin stars of our generation of newcomers. Stop dreaming, idiot. She was already betrothed to Shen Fei of the sacred family long ago. Xiao Ning'er's winged dragon family has always wanted to curry favor with the sacred family. That playboy Shen Fei? Yeah. On what basis? Aren't you also in the bronze class just like me? You'd better spend your time thinking about how to become strong instead. Duze has already entered the silver class. You burden. Now back to the young Nie Li, who was thinking she is still cultivating her soul energy at this time. She's indeed hard-working. That also means that illness of hers is about to befall her. In this life, since I already know about it, there's no way I'm going to ignore it. If she continues cultivating in this way, she'll be taking her own life for granted. So with that, he decided to appear before her, which naturally startled her. Who? And seeing him, she lowered her guard a bit. Ho, ho, ho! Hold it! Let's talk this over. Keep the blade away first. You're Nie Li from our class? What are you doing here? Well, what are you doing here in the middle of the night? I'm cultivating my soul energy. Ha ha. I'm just taking a walk. Stop lying. Don't think I don't know that you all have been continuously hunting horned sheep these last few days. Ah, so you already knew long ago. Then why did you still ask? Women. Are they all such troublesome creatures? Making a weird face? He thought about Ye Ziyun. Hey. I'm going to continue cultivating. Turns. Ah. I'll be on my way. Sizing her up. Ogling me like that, how vulgar. You're still not leaving? However, my guy was not being a pervert as he was looking at her injuries. Do your feet feel hot like they're burning every time night falls? How do you know? I know even more. Although your feet are boiling hot, your body is extremely cold. Every time it hits midnight, you suffer greatly, like you've descended into a chamber of ice. Even when you try to cultivate, you can't muster the strength to do so. Isn't that so? Looks like this is indeed the syndrome of extreme coldness. You have often cultivated at night, which has led to cold yin energy entering your body, clogging up your meridians. Further, your constitution is already one that's extremely cold. If you cultivate to bronze rank, at best, you'll be bedridden and experience a great reduction in your cultivation. At worst, your body will explode and you'll die. Presumably, by now, multiple bruises will have appeared on your body, causing unbearable pain and persisting for long durations. And they would also have spread further as your cultivation increased, grips tightly. I spent so much effort. In order not to be married off to someone like Shen Fei, in order to take control of my own destiny, I cultivated like crazy, ceaselessly trying to become stronger. I spent so much effort and was about to reach the 1-star bronze rank. And you're telling me that my cultivation will disperse, and I'll die from my body exploding. Nie Li, you know what's afflicting me, so you must have some way to cure it, right? Can you... Crying, she finally let it out. Can you help me? The extreme coldness syndrome. It's recorded in the library of the Holy Orchid Institute and isn't some incurable disease. Really? How? Can it be cured? It must be treated using a massage based on a special redirection technique which warms the meridians and dispels the bruises, while consuming a medicine made from golden thread grass and heavenly bell grass every day. With your current condition, you should be able to recover in about a month's time. A redirection technique? Most importantly, you must guarantee that you will no longer cultivate your soul energy in the middle of the night. That's right. Let me take a look at your soul cultivation technique. Eh? Nie Li, he shouldn't be trying to trick me. Okay. After some contemplation, she then handed it out to him. While handing it over, their hands also accidentally touched, which made her extremely blush, withdrawing her hand immediately. However, our boy was not so focused on that and began evaluating. A major family like this, yet even the descendants of their main family line are actually practicing this sort of low-level cultivation technique. No wonder Glory City fell in the end. What did you say? Hey, it's nothing. This soul cultivation technique is really too lousy. Someone practicing this will inevitably damage their meridians. The fact that you have been afflicted by the extreme coldness syndrome has a lot to do with this technique. Replace this phrase of connecting the heart and eye with connecting the heart and mind. Rephrase this part with, when the will and spirit merge, the heart and mind will connect. Wandi, talking, non-stop. In her mind, she was thinking, this is a technique handed down from our ancestors. It's also ranked 6th amongst all the soul cultivation techniques that our family possesses. He's actually saying to change it just like that? Talking non-stop. Changing it like that should just about do it. Eh? Why are you giving me that kind of look? Surprised, she uttered. Hold on, Nie Li, can you say all that again? I'll note down everything you say. Yeah, looks like you really weren't listening. I'll say it one more time then, so listen carefully this time. As to Nie Li's amendments to the cultivation technique Xiao Ning'er, replace this phrase of connecting the heart and eye with connecting the heart and mind as I thought. What he's saying, when the will and spirit merges, the heart and mind will connect. I can't understand a word of it. However, from the perspective of a practitioner, redirecting one's soul energy according to his amendments is indeed much more logical. Compared to the knowledge I've previously learnt about soul energy, these amendments are much more profound. How deep would one's knowledge of soul energy need to be before one can amend a high-level cultivation technique like this? Probably not even the family patriarch can do so. How laughable. I've been seeing him as a useless burden all this time. Perhaps his understanding of cultivation has already exceeded that of a black gold rank demon spiritualist. He's only the same age as me. Yet the gap between me and him is actually so big. The way that the lecturers and classmates have mocked Nie Li looks so laughable now. Nie Li, he will definitely become a legend-rank demon spiritualist, the most beautiful woman. Hey, I'm done talking. What are you thinking about? Don't tell me you weren't listening again. I wasn't thinking of anything. Do you know the redirection technique? Well, I do. But the redirection technique requires one to massage the bruised area. It seems a little inappropriate for me to do it. Blushing, she replied, I don't mind. You're just helping to cure my sickness, aren't you? I don't want to become a cripple. All right then, keep this scroll first. From now on, I'll use the redirection technique to treat you once every 3 days. If you go back and consume the medications according to my instructions, I believe that you'll recover soon enough. That's right. Where are your bruises? Pointing at her feet, she replied. There's one here. It's this serious. Luckily, it's on the top of your foot. If it were somewhere else, that wouldn't be too convenient. If it's on the top of the foot, I'll be done in a short while. Sit down. With that, Nie Li activated his spiritual energy to begin the healing. And looking at her, he wondered, Is she embarrassed? Indeed, girls at the age of 13 or 14 tend to think too much to clear things up, he informed her. Don't be mistaken. I'm just helping to cure your illness. The one I like is Ye Ziyun. I'm happy to have made your acquaintance, and I hope that we can become friends. Press. After the little touch, she let out a moan. The first time will hurt a bit, please bear with it. But looking at her expression, he became speechless. Lowers head, as expected of a beauty spoken of in the same breath as Ye Ziyun, only 13 years old, and she's already exhibiting the potential to create trouble. The intense pain has subsided quite a bit. Now it feels itchy, as though hundreds of ants were crawling around inside. The bruises appeared 6 or 7 months ago and would generate heart-piercing pain every now and then. I was able to bear the pain through my own force of will, but heaven knows just how hard it was to suffer through this interminable pain. After this short massage, the intense pain has already been greatly lessened. Thank you, Nie Li, it's done. For a while after this, there may still be slivers of pain which remain. Focus on recuperating, and there shouldn't be any major problems. Thank you. Moments later, she became silent, as if that was not the end of it, which made her blush profusely. Eh? What is it? I still have another bruise located elsewhere. Nie Li, can you help me to massage it as well? There's another spot? That's true. If it were just the one spot on the foot, in my previous life, she also wouldn't have been bedridden for 2 whole years. Where is it? It's at, if it's not convenient. Nie Li, you said that you like Ye Ziyun? Yeah. Is that so? Then does Ye Ziyun like you? Shakes head. She will come to like me. Haha. So it's actually a one-sided romance. Why does he have such confidence? It looks like everyone has yet to discover Nie Li's talent. One of these days, his ability will shine through. Perhaps then, even a talented elite like Ye Ziyun will be subdued by him. If my illness continues to be left untreated, I will definitely be left behind by the geniuses amongst my peers. Those who are ill should not avoid treatment. If it's Nie Li who's treating me, it's also not something unacceptable. Trembling, after that she nervously undressed her top slowly, which obviously caught our boy off guard, and shouted in embarrassment. Ah! At this point his face was like a tomato. She finally then showed us her ample bosom. Isn't it inappropriate? I'm actually a decent guy. Trembles. Glare. For the purpose of giving treatment to heal someone, I can't worry about too many things. Gulp. Chest ribs. The color is much deeper in comparison to the one on the top part of the foot. A young girl who is only in her early teens. How is she able to tolerate such pain and suffering? This is the first time since young for Xiao Ning'er to experience a guy coming into intimate contact with her body. Cold family members, the torture from illness, even if Xiao Ning'er is strong, will unavoidably feel lonely and helpless. Nie Li at the present moment makes her have the feeling of wanting to depend on someone else. Phew. Done. Thank you. Have a good rest for the next few days. The pain should be relieved a lot. I will massage you once every 3 days. The root of the problem will be resolved very quickly after a few times. Do not practice the demon spirit skill at night before reaching the green-bronze level. Absorbing too much of the moonlight essence, if you are unable to adjust, can cause serious repercussions. I should get going. Gets up. Thank you so much, Nie Li. If it's not for you, I really don't know how bad the situation will become if I continue practicing like this. Nie Li, you have helped me. If you need my help in future, I will definitely go all out to help. Ah, if I need help, I will look for you. Za. Nie Li, what kind of person are you? The scene then shifts to the next day at the school. which was heavily noisy. Ah, today is Instructor Shen Shu's class. It's standing punishment again. Every class talks about things that happened between those nobles. I'm finished. I didn't learn a thing. Hey! Wait till the test coming up in 2 months and Nie Li achieves the green bronze star level 1, then he can skip her class forever. Hey! In the short pan of a few days, he has led us to earn 16,000. I will believe in whatever he does. What a joke. To upgrade to green bronze star level 1 within 2 months, if this kind of talentless trash can do it. Isn't the sun going to rise from the west? Ha ha. Hey, what are you playing? Let me see. Ha ha. If you can grab it, then I will give it to you. Nie Li, if we don't go hunting goats, what to do next? Meanwhile, our boy was just thinking about how to get close to Ye Ziyun. Ha ha ha. Hey, daydreaming? Ah, I told you'd find out after school. And to make her like me, what the hell? Is a farting silver worm, ha ha. Ah, so smelly. Stands. Nie Li, let's play together. Get lost. Play by yourself. On the other hand, while everyone was being all noisy, the beauty Xiao Ning'er stood up to go somewhere, which grabbed everyone's attention. Is Xiao Ning'er headed towards Nie Li's direction? Nie Li, this scum, did he antagonize Xiao Ning'er? Haha, Nie Li, this fella Meanwhile, our waifu was also wondering, did Nie Li tease Xiao Ning'er? Really, this type of lecher really should be punished. How do you all think Xiao Ning'er will punish Nie Li? She then stopped at Nie Li's table, making everyone tense. Standing his 2 friends behind him were thinking, hey, what to do if Xiao Ning'er beats Nie Li up? The 3 of us aren't her match. Helping out is a must. Observe the situation first. This Nie Li, causing trouble everywhere, dared to antagonize her. I'll do a temporary retreat to observe what she wants to do. Nie Li's spirit soul power is only 5. Guess he will be thrown out. Xiao Ning'er? Hi. What's the matter? Recalling last night's events is still a little awkward, breaking the tension she uttered. This is the breakfast that I have made. Ah? Why are you standing at my place, you bastard? I have no idea what kinds of food you like, so I made a few more types. She's opening with the breakfast attack? Humph. Breakfast? With that, silence permeated the whole class, as the shock was too much to handle. Am I still asleep? There's no pain. It's indeed a dream. Ah ha 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 ah. No, it's not. Goddess Xiao actually delivered breakfast for that piece of trash Nie Li. Is it because he talked back to the lecturer and was made to stand as punishment? I also want to talk back to the lecturer. That's not it. What's happening? How is it that Xiao Ning'er has actually taken a liking to Nie Li and has actually taken the initiative to show her affection? She should already be engaged to elder brother, thought the waste man. Also, the waifu thinking. That's strange. Why would she take the initiative to show her affection for a boy with no achievement to his name? Xiao Ning'er then asked, Can I sit down and eat together with you? Dutze, please don't sit on me. Can I? Say yes, say yes, say yes. All right, say yes, say yes. With an elegant demeanor, she sat down and opened up her wonderful lunchbox, which seemed to glow. Wah! Lu Piao Duze, come eat with us as well. Ah, can I? Goddess Ning'er actually said my name out loud. Sob. I'm just going to go ahead and share Nie Li's glory then. Heh heh. Oi, use chopsticks. With that, they all happily chatted and laughed together until she left. You little rascal! When did you hit up our goddess Ning'er? Spill the beans. I didn't. We're just ordinary friends. Che, who'd believe that? Heh, an ordinary friend would deliver breakfast. To you? Maybe there's something she wants my help for. Enough nonsense. Class is starting. It's time to stand at the back. Shen Shu seems to be in a good mood. You lot, return to your seats and listen to the lesson. There are VIPs coming today to observe the lesson after all. We actually don't need to stand today. Maybe something happy came up. Well, this is the end of this video. Until next time.